What is up, Transformer fans and geeks? Zagatron here with another figure review. And today I'll be reviewing the Transformers Studio Series Core Class Laserbeak. Laserbeak? This guy looks more like a pink bumblebee. And we'll explain that later. But first and foremost, let's get right into the packaging. So right up front there is Laserbeak. In that one scene, and which I'll explain later on in the video, from Transformers Dark of the Moon. And there he is. Let me focus in a little bit on Laserbeak there. He does look like a pink bumblebee. And we have Transformers Studio Series. He's a Decepticon. His name is Laserbeak. Transformers Generations right on the side. There is an image there of Laserbeak, and here he is on the side as well. He is indeed a core class. And going to the back of the box, there is Laserbeak in his alt mode and his robot mode, and he does transform in 15 steps. And this has been authorized by General Motors. It's indeed Chevy Camaro. So we have the stamp of approval there from General Motors, which is very cool. And so that is it for the packaging. So let's get Laserbeak out of packaging and see if he is more than meets the eye. So here is Core Class Laserbeak out of packaging, and behind him he comes with this backdrop, and this recreates the scene in which he's in Dark of the Moon as this character. And a very brief scene, you blink, you miss it, where Laserbeak is being an assassin for the Decepticons, and he breaks into this house disguised as Bumblebee, and he's sitting with a child there in the playroom, and then he gets discovered, and he just transforms back into Laserbeak and assassinates the person that's in the house. And so this version of the character has also been released in the Studio Series line. It was just a repaint of Bumblebee in pink, and it was very thin release. So it wasn't something large or anything like that. So we get this version of Bumblebee, which is a bit more to scale. He's Bumblebee Laserbeak. He's a bit more to scale. He's a bit smaller. So let's bring him up closer to the camera here. And as you can see, let's take a closer look at that head sculpt. Let me focus in a bit here, because there we go. Look at that head sculpt. That looks fantastic. I like the details on the grill here. They even put the Chevy bow tie on there. Very nicely done. This figure is a bit on the flimsy side though. Let's continue to look. Even though the details are very well made, very well done actually, and even the detail on the rims there. So not too bad. The problem with it is, aside from being flimsy, everything kind of it's not very posable. You have this butt flap here that's necessary, but it's very hard to move the legs, and that's the problem. But all in all, he is not bad looking, at least in this form. We'll get to the alt mode as well. All right, so let's go to articulation with this guy. His head is on a ball joint, and I feel like it's going to fall off. It is very loose onto that ball joint. He does have also, like all these core class figures, everything is pretty much ball jointed here. So he's got ball jointed shoulders, ball jointed elbows. He does have ball jointed hips, but everything is very tight. So we do have 90-degree bend there at the knee, which is very tight. We don't have an ankle rocker, but he does move the feet up and down. That's also due to transformation, but that's what we get here. Let's show a little bit of that poseability here with the shoulders. The Indian on ball joints. These ball joints are pretty tight, and this good part here falls and gets in the way. But ball jointed elbows. And as far as moving backwards, he does have this cumbersome butt flap here, so he can't move all the way back the legs. You're just gonna have to just play with him like that. But you can do a split. I mean, everything due to the ball joints, you do have some nice poseability there. Like I said, I feel like this head is going to fall off. All right, but all in all, he's a nice looking figure. Let's see if I can get him to stand up straight here. Come on, come on, come on. Stand up straight. Come on. Of course. Yeah. Bring the backdrop down. Let's bring everything down. Right? So there we go. All right. There we go. Hey. Like I said, this guy is very, very flimsy. Very flimsy. All right, and it does come with Bumblebee's blaster here. Also, great job. I try to get a little bit of focus on here so we could get a better look at this. There we go. At this blaster, very well made, painted in silver paint. Very, very cool. And obviously, and of course, I'm toppling everything over. You can have them hold the blaster. Obviously, it's supposed to morph into his hands, but you don't see him using this. But there you go. See how it just morphs. Very, very. Did I say this guy was flimsy? Yeah, he's pretty flimsy. All right, if you don't want him to hold the gun, he has a notch back there. And we can just plug this guy in right here. And then you have weapon storage for Laserbeak or Bumblebee or whatever you want to call him, Pink Bumblebee. You know, we have Pink Lemonade, we have Pink Bumblebee. How about that? And so what's causing him to fall over is that butt flap right there. All right, let's get this out of the way anyways. All right, and now for some comparisons, let me zoom out here a little bit and let's bring in Papa Soundwave. As you can see, I think this scale's a little too big. He might be a little smaller, but not too bad. And let's bring in Brother Ravager, Bumblebee movie Ravage. Right there. Let's bring out the entire family here. And here is Laserbeak. How he really looks in Dark of the Moon. So there he is, and this is his actual form, and let's put them right next to each other. So we got the whole family right there. All right, now let's get these guys out of the way and let's transform Laserbeak into his alt mode. All right, now for transformation, let's bring good old Laserbeak here. Yeah, let me zoom out a little bit right here. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're gonna get the legs here. I'm gonna fold this a bit like that. I'm gonna flip these feet in like that. And so all this is going to tab in together. Make sure we get everything tabbed. Go to the back. Everything's gonna tab in together. So this is just gonna fold over like that and make the back part. I'm gonna bring this in like that. All right, so now we got the front, everything. We're gonna flip it in. So before, let me just loosen this right here. This is the part that's a little cumbersome because these need to go over. So let me redo this again because these doors need to go over the front. So there we go. So now we're gonna hold them. Everything's gonna collapse like that. And then we straighten everything out. So now we're gonna come around the underside, the undercarriage. We get Laserbeak's head. We're gonna fold it in. That ball joint is very loose. It feels like it's going to break off. And so here is the part that's very, very delicate because these arms here, these little hinges, they tend to fall off, and I can see this side is already loose. So let me, if I could just put it in right there on camera, and I just put it on the hinge. So you have to be very careful. So these are supposed to rotate outwards like that. So you're supposed to rotate the arms at the ball joint so the arms could fall down like so, and then the wheel's supposed to pop out. So be very careful. Same thing on the other side. Rotate the wheel out, and this ball joint rotate it in like that. And so these forearms now, you rotate them. There's a little peg right here, and it's going to fall into his fist. So we're just gonna rotate right there at the forearm, and then everything just tucks in like an L. Same thing on the other side. Right here, we're gonna do the same thing. And wow, I got it not to pop off. Very cool. All right, so now fold the doors down. And so obviously this is gonna fall in right there. So make sure that you put the fist in. That's in right there. Same thing on the other side. Let's bring that door down. Let's make sure that falls into place. All right, so we're just gonna come around here. We're just gonna tabulate everything. Come around this back section here. Had to untap everything for the front. Untap everything. Bring everything up here. And there we go. And there is Laserbeak in his pink Camaro alt mode. And I must say, this is a very nice looking alt mode, considering how it's very light, very flimsy, but they did a good job with this alt mode and the robot mode too. So let's take a closer look. I like the painted, the wheels, very cool. They even did the whole back part. I mean, even though it's not painted, but it's all detailed here. All the lights, we do have these feet kind of sticking out, but hey. And of course, obviously I went through it at the beginning. You can see the detail here, the Chevy bow tie. I like the black stripes on the top of the car. Very nicely done indeed. Very nicely done. And let's put him down here. And he does roll pretty good too. I mean, this surface, my surface is kind of rough here, so it's not that, he kind of slides on my surface. But if you put him on something, let me see if I can have something here for. Let me bring this backdrop here. See, because this is not as rough. Yeah, he does. See, let me put it down. He does roll rather nicely. So all in all, good job with that alt mode. And if you want to store his weapon, obviously, like I said earlier, this is his back, so he just plugs in right here. There we go. we have weapon storage. Not the you know, not the nicest, but you know, weapon storage. Usually in the Bumblebee, you could just plug this in the back. It would have been nice if this, you know, fits in here. I mean, it does kind of fit in there. You could just somehow manage to put it in here. It does kind of. Let me see if I could make it fit. I mean, there we go. Kind of. Nah, doesn't work. Just gotta plug it in the top. All right. And now for comparison, once again, let's bring in Papa. Bring in Papa sound wave right here. Look at the comparisons, and that, you know, that's not a it's not a bad scale. So they do kind of scale. I guess if it was a smaller, this is not. He's not supposed to be as big as an actual car. So I guess it scales pretty good. And here, let's bring in Brother Ravage here. Let's compare. Let's get Papa out of the way here. Let's see how these two scale with one another. I guess that scale is proper. Trying to get him to stand there. Of course, I never do. All right, there we go. Scale wise, not bad. One last comparison here. Let's bring him in with his actual self. Here is Laserbeak. Let me try something. As he clips onto the roof. Let me see. See if I could. No, this is not. This tab is straight. I was gonna try to put him up here. I mean, because he kind of tabs on, but this is like this tab is long and the other one is the other way. So, oh yeah, there we go. See, put him on top of himself. There you go, flying Laserbeak. So in conclusion, this guy's a mixed bag for me. The pros, he does look great in his robot and alt mode, and the cons is he's very flimsy, very cheap plastic on this guy. That's quite a shame. Some of the parts, especially within the arm, they kind of fall off. That ball jointed head, it feels like it's about to fall off too. So it's quite a shame, because he indeed looks great. So if you're looking to complete your Dark of the Moon collection, this guy is nice if you're just going to display him with the rest of the figures, and that's about it. So that's it for this review. Please make sure to check out my other videos. If you like this video, smash that like button. Make sure to comment, make sure to share, and make sure to subscribe. So this is Zagatron signing out, and this was the Transformers Dark of the Moon Core Class Laserbeak video review, and thank you for watching.